Hi guys. I'm always super annoyed when I see these videos that people post around Thanksgiving and Christmas with, the local fire department showing like, oh, this is what's going to happen when you try to fry a turkey. You're going to blow yourself up, and here's this giant 40-foot fireball and everything, which is spectacular, makes for great television, but is not anybody with an ounce of sense is not going to do this. At least I like to think so. Anyway, so this is how to fry a turkey and not, burn your house down, set yourself on fire, get the police called on you, etc. So I'm going to flip the video around and just go through a couple of basic things, which to me are common sense, but anyway, hopefully help. Step one, put your propane cylinder not right next to the flame. Step two, when you put your oil on top of the pedestal, make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. So level surface, make sure that all 3 feet are on the ground and not, on the grass or on a non-level surface. Next, make sure that your oil isn't all the way to the top of the fryer. This is the biggest thing that I see with all these videos, with all these doomsday videos about blowing yourself up with a turkey fryer, is they put the oil all the way to the top. Well, guess what? You're going to drop a turkey in there. You're going to drop a giant, thing that has a volume of, 3/4 of a cubic foot into this thing. Well, that Archimedes said, that oil is going to go somewhere. It's going to go outside. It's going to go down the side and into your flame. So yeah, don't fill the silly thing all the way to the top. I got this stainless steel pot on Amazon because it's bigger around than the aluminum pot that you get with the fryer, simply because the bird has a little bit more room to kind of float around in there, and the bird can also lay down on its side rather than being kind of smushed up against the side of the thing. But you don't have to. You can use the aluminum pot that the fryer comes with. I think this thing was like $60 on Amazon. Stainless steel, a little bit easier to clean. People say, health benefits, the aluminum doesn't get into the oil, whatever, I don't care. Mostly it was bigger around, so the bird has I can fry a bigger bird in here. Third tip is set a timer. Once you've started the flame, set a timer for, 20 minutes to come out and check the temperature of the oil. You want your oil to be about 350 degrees before you actually drop the bird in there. But it's easy. It's the holidays. People get engaged in conversation, etc. Set a timer to come out and check the thing. With your phone, you can just talk to it and say, hey, set a timer for 20 minutes and to come out and check that temperature so it doesn't overheat. All right, now the most important step, and the thing that they always do in those silly videos, is they put the turkey in there frozen. They just take it straight out of the freezer and drop the giant ice cube into the vat of oil, which of course the outer surface of the ice cube is going to melt and immediately vaporize, which is going to create steam, which is going to throw the oil out of the pot and create the fire. So the most important aspect to this is to make sure that your turkey is completely thawed. So this turkey has been in a water bath for 24 hours to make sure that it is completely thawed. Now, also, stick your hand in there and make sure that you can't feel any icicles, because if you, sometimes the outer part of the turkey may be clean and thawed, but the inner turkey inside, where they've got the sauce packets and all that sort of stuff, can stay frozen longer. So make sure that it's all completely thawed. I also like to take my turkey out and throw some spices on it and stuff a good hour before. Take it out of the package, the plastic wrapping, and take it out of the package about an hour before. That way the outside of it can dry a little bit too, because the less water you have, the less it's going to sputter. So we'll get this thing in the basket and then drop it in. Oil is at 350. I like to use some safety glasses just in case there's a little sputter. A pair of pliers to drop it in there. The key to this is to drop it in slowly. When I say drop it, I mean lower, very, very slowly. Let it sizzle. Alright, if you notice, the oil is still about 4 inches below the top of that pot. Now that'll calm down in a little bit after all of the water boils out of it. But this is the oil, and the fire is always created by oil getting outside the pot. So the entire goal is to get the turkey into the fryer without throwing oil out of the pot where it can get at the flame and catch on fire. So ice, water, etc., that's how oil gets outside. So don't do that and you won't start a fire. So after the thing has been in there about 10 minutes, you drop the turkey in there, even though the oil is 350. You drop the turkey in there at room temperature, it's going to drop the temperature of the oil a bit. So after about 10 minutes, I like to take the temperature of the oil and see, because usually, you know, you have the thing wide open to get it hot before you put the turkey in, but then you usually need to back it off a bit so it doesn't overheat while the turkey is cooking. So rule of thumb is about 3 minutes per pound. So this is a 15-pound turkey, so that's about 300. So we're going to let this go another 5-7 minutes and recheck the oil temperature and make sure that it doesn't get above 350. So this is not smoke, this is just steam coming off of it right now, and it'll continue to steam a bit. If you start to see smoke, then your oil is too hot. If you reach the smoke point of vegetable oil, you've got your oil way too hot. So that's, and you've ruined your turkey at that point. So unfortunately, I did not have a helper to videotape the removing of the turkey, but it really is a two-hand job. So I couldn't film taking the turkey out. I take my turkey out when it's 165 degrees, 160, 165. Ideally measured in the thickest part of the breast on the bird. But that is what that's what a well-done turkey looks like. Observe the lack of fireball and, you know, lack of burning house. So, yeah, anyway. That's how you cook a turkey without setting the house on fire.